This podcast is just as fun. It's all fake. Don't believe us. Look, do your own research. I have the power.
No!
Welcome to
the
show.
Now we're like too organized with it.
It's all right. I can edit the silences out.
No,
I
did
do
that on purpose.
every time. I know you do, and that's why I edit it on purpose.
Not fair.
You got to do an echo thing. You got to hit like a two.
Oh my goodness. How'd you like I guess so this will come out. I'll probably put this one out this next week. And then I'll use the other ones we recorded and put them out. Yeah. Over break, I think. But anyway, we've recorded ahead a few episodes because we're not gonna be able to record for the next couple weeks, but we won't miss, so you'll have every episode. So they're hearing this. Anyway, the last week's episode was kind of a fun, like listening back to it, it was super tongue-in-cheek, and it was significantly more appropriate because the rapture didn't happen. If the rapture would have happened, listening back to it, I was like, this might be too tongue-in-cheek for someone to like stumble upon it and actually get anything out of it.
Right.
And so I'm very glad the rapture didn't happen.
You just reminded me. I was gonna talk to you about getting a soundboard bit for like bless you. Like an disappointment and then yay cheering because I was gonna be like, so sad news. We did not get raptured. But good news. We now have more time to lead more people to Jesus. Yay! Bless you. But I forgot. I couldn't remember what the thing was that I was trying to think of for that. So
yeah, that would have been funny. I could have. All right.
Or the rapture did happen, but Jesus came back and didn't want any of us. So like none of you made the cut.
Or we are actually just robots to replace all the people who are raptured, and we're actually AI, but we were programmed in with all of our memories.
Oh my goodness.
Well, I know that's not true, but the audience doesn't.
Or our real selves got raptured, and we just got skipped over to the next over dimension.
So then my robot self has the same allergies that I do because I've already sneezed
gotta
like
be
5
specific.
times.
Yeah,
that's right. You would program those allergies because you wouldn't want anybody to know.
Have you heard? I mentioned it on the podcast. Have you heard of the conspiracy theory that you cannot prove your past exists because they could be figmented they could be installed memories that you think are real memories, but the only thing that you can actually prove is the current present time. Because even walking down the stairs to come down to do the podcast could have been just a fake memory implanted.
I've entertained that theory quite a few times because of like our glitch in the Matrix things.
Yes.
The things that you think you remember and you're like, wait a second.
And we've talked about it too. Like memory is so volatile. I mean, it's so you can influence memory.
Right.
And have this clear memory and it never really happened.
What would actually be fishier though? Like the fact that our memories are fragmented and they're not completely perfect. Or like, what if you had completely perfect memories? Like, I feel like that would be fishier. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. I just wanted to see him do like a front flip over the over the table there, and he didn't.
Well, while he is out, I kind of want to open my energy drink.
Okay.
So that'd be good. You want to 3, 2, 1. And then he can do it when he comes back.
Last week's energy drink pop was impressive. That like layered. I was.
What was last year? Last year. Monster. Dude, Monster does have good.
Just layered with all of his.
Did you?
That was a cool sound.
Oh, you didn't do the Lucky. I should have grabbed a Lucky. Those are like carbonated the same way that like the American Freedom or whatever flavored waters are.
The little Walmart waters.
Lucky Energy has that same kind of carbonation. It's like so carbonated.
The American Clear.
American Clear. That's what it was. What did I say? American
Freedom.
Freedom. Yeah. Freedom cans.
Freedom Clear.
Freedom Clear.
Freedom Soda.
Freedom Soda.
In the ancient days of giants, when the earth was wild and free, A creature roamed the valleys, cloaked in mystery. Is he born of angels' blood and man, a Nephilim so tall, or a shadow of the fallen, yet heeding the Maker's call? He's a biblically accurate Bigfoot, with a lineage from the skies. Not a myth or legend, but a truth that never dies. Is he a remnant of the Nephilim, a titan standing tall? Or does he have the word of God upon him, the last to hear the call?
Speaking of freedom sodas, did you guys hear that Bill Gates? So there's a Navy whistleblower that just went out and basically like dropped Microsoft under the bus. And apparently the Microsoft has been giving China access to all of our U.S. defense military systems through a program called Azure that they sold to China.
Interesting.
Did you guys see that?
No.
So Bill Gates, part of Microsoft, so they were making bank from selling basically double access, selling the CCP the access to our defense systems. And yeah,
again, can't say I'm surprised. I mean,
Right.
I've seen people. Well, and I've seen people questioning him on it. There we go. And his face turns white and he just like stops talking and just walks as fast as he can. Wow. He doesn't talk to people when they bring it up. And so for me, that's kind of that. If he was caught off by surprise and be like, "What are you talking about?" I'd feel like he wouldn't just like instantly turn ghost white and then walk away. You know what I mean?
It's weird that Bill Gates and Microsoft have been so under the radar for so long. I haven't heard anything about anything for them
allegedly
for years.
evil.
Yeah, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
like,
I mean,
when
you
you're
don't hear anything about them
when you're the
anymore.
wealthiest person on earth for 50 years.
And it's just been just recently where it's like, we're not afraid to cancel anyone and let's turn out. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like there's been more and more of that. Like, I don't care if you're a celebrity, I'm going to expose everything. Like, I feel like that culture is becoming more prevalent lately. So yeah, why not? No one's safe.
Absolutely.
Be transparent.
That's crazy. But I it's one of those things though. It's like, you're already the wealthiest man. Like,
I got it. You're good. I got it. You're good. Don't worry about
saved it. You're already the wealthiest man on earth. Why do you need to sell anything to a country that has it's got to be trying to create one world government kind of power?
Well, yeah. I mean,
there's
think
nothing.
About it. You have all the
it's
money.
got to be
You've
power.
conquered that sector. You've conquered that, those aspirations in life. Like the brain, when it doesn't just find solace in God, in my opinion, has to move on to something more.
It's
and
power.
so political worldly influence, yeah, of course, that's the next step.
Well, and I think too, I think when you get to that point, corporate speaking, you're no longer, I don't think Bill Gates is making decisions at this point. He's the face of it. He answers questions. He's the one that is Microsoft, but.
Do you mean like what they did to Stan Lee?
Yeah.
But
there are so many people, with their hand in the cookie jar. It's hard telling who's pulling strings and who's making those deals,
And the thing that I read specifically called Bill Gates into question for doing it. But again, that it could be they were just accusing Microsoft,
and when he's standing there just looking like he doesn't know anything. Maybe he really doesn't.
Oh no, it's not that he's looking like he doesn't know. It looks like he knows everything about it and wants to avoid conversation. Like he turns white and then just walks away as fast as he can.
Right. Huh.
Like, it's not that he doesn't know. It's not that he's not making a comment. It's that he is trying to avoid it. And then he'll have whoever his bodyguard is will come in between him, which that they're going to do that anyway, is somebody asking him questions that he doesn't want to answer, period. It doesn't matter if it's national security issues.
Yeah.
He's going to put a bodyguard because he's one of the wealthiest men on earth.
Right.
You're going to have bodyguards, but he'll position the bodyguard so that they create distance so that they can't continue to ask him questions and stuff.
Right.
It's really weird. I've seen I've seen 3 different videos of people questioning him, and his response is always the exact same.
Can you drop those in the Discord?
Just pop. Yeah, I saved them on whatever social media is. I'll just have to. I save them in a tab episode thing. So
and he's got a long. Bill Gates has a long history of stepping on.
Yeah, like
get
he's
engineering mosquitoes and then releasing them all over the place.
He's been trying to have a hand in like everything, and so that starts to like
he's
raise red flags for me.
As if we need any more reason to hate him than just Microsoft.
Right, and he's also publicly stated that the ideal population on Earth is in like 100 million people is all.
Did he say that like during it?
That he actually and he allegedly misspoke and said that the way that we are going to regulate population control is through vaccines, and 100 million people is ideal.
I did see that clip.
And whatever he was trying to say, what he said was that we will control the population through vaccines. So if you're misspoke or not, like that's a sketchy statement.
Pop quiz. Name 3 billionaires that you could not see becoming like a world leader that commits genocides.
Could not see.
Could not see.
I heard that.
See.
Could not.
I didn't even mean to do that. That was absolutely unintentional. Good job.
Musk.
Good job.
The Nazi Musk.
Oprah Winfrey.
Oh wait, I'm joking.
I
Oprah's
highly
worst.
disagree.
Disagree?
She's in the Epstein stuff.
I would absolutely pick. I'd pick
She was
Bezos.
also-
You don't know
I
about
just see the
Oprah?
positive.
She was named in the Diddy stuff too.
I'd take Bezos over Oprah.
Oh, and
That
Bezos
woman's
is so
a
sketchy.
psycho, and Bezos is sketchy. I don't trust Oprah at all. Not
I
even
don't
a
know
little
any of the
bit.
Oprah stuff. So
Yeah,
what
no,
I'm
you're
saying.
good.
No one-
you say you just
There you
walk
go.
face first into that one.
Yeah,
No,
okay. That's fair.
Oprah is
That's fair.
Sketchville. She I think Oprah initially was good, but
See,
over
that's the Oprah I
Yes.
know. It was when she first became a billionaire.
She
it
was
very positive. and
she
very-
did seem really about trying to help things, but I
Interesting.
think she got into the inner circle,
right.
and when that happens, no bueno.
No.
Well, when we get to our topic today, I've got some inner circle type things I stumbled on. So that'll be good a little later on.
Okay.
We'll start talking about this inner circle thing that popular people in Hollywood and stuff kind of fall into. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
That'll be a good transition. One more episode starter. I saw the statistic papers on this. I saw the actual files on this. Okay. In 2023, this is the most current files we have public. In 2023, the UK arrested over 12,000 people for speech violations. Over 12,000 people. Okay. Now think of the most authoritative government on earth outside of maybe CCP. What country would we think of?
North Korea.
Third. We'll go third
Okay.
place. That's true. Third place.
Iran.
Russia. Russia's.
Yeah,
I think Russia's.
Yeah, Russia's up there.
significant, all right, yeah. So by comparison, in the same year, 2023, Russia arrested 3,300 people for speech violations.
Oh my gosh.
So in 2023, the UK arrested 4 times as many people as Russia in the same fiscal year for speech violations.
Okay.
Well,
And when you
I
look
have
at
one
proportions in terms of population of the country too, like the UK, that is like a big percentage.
Yeah.
Like a lot
Yeah.
bigger percentage, obviously, than
Yeah.
Russia. But
It's massive. And that just kind of shows you how bad things have got in the UK.
Actually,
and there hasn't been a whole lot of airtime on it. Like, it hasn't been
No.
I have 2 questions, actually. Question number 1 is, does speech violations include threats of violence or no?
I don't know.
That's
Okay.
what I was going to ask.
And-
Like, what is a what entails
Yeah,
a
like
speech
what?
violation?
Yeah.
I think this
the
is
other.
specifically talking about things that would be legal in the U.S.
Okay.
would be considered a speech violation.
Okay.
Because that would be a threat,
Right.
which is not the same thing as a speech violation.
Well, and I don't know how they define that, so that's what I was wondering. Second question is is that stuff that was reported? Because kind of a follow up. Like if that does include like threats of violence, like Russians just do that. Like I've talked to quite a few people from Russia in my work, and they're just angry. They just sound angry. So like they just make threats. It's in Russia. No big deal. No big deal. You threaten shoot knees.
This guy and his accents, man. I tell you what, that's a good one. That's better than his Australian accent.
I spent quite a bit of time with Russian
good.
people
So
when I was working I-80.
My thoughts while we're sitting here kind of thinking about this too is it kind of comical, kind of serious, but like Russia has had those laws and things in place for a long time. UK, this is new.
Right.
Right. That was my
It's a
thoughts.
new law.
Right. They're like,
People aren't
just
used to it,
just
so
now.
there's gonna be more arrests.
Hey, this is a
you
good
know.
idea.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
institute this now.
So
Interesting.
also, speaking of the UK and their awesome new laws that they've created, they are now mandating by 2026 that all employment in the UK has to have a digital ID, which is what most people believe will be a precursor to the mark of the beast, because using your digital ID, they can then restrict where you go and travel. Oh my gosh. And so digital IDs are one of those things where it's like, it's not evil, because I think even like in Nebraska, we have digital ID. As soon as you get your ID, we have digital ID.
Yeah.
You're
Right,
already signed
right,
up for
right.
it. It's not inherently evil. When you require it for employment, like nationwide, that's when people believe, and again, it's not evil. It's not bad. And once digital ID is a thing, it's not necessarily inherently like, oh, the Antichrist is coming. But in order to establish the mark of the beast, there will have to be a digital ID. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So for one to exist, another one will have to exist, because how else would they regulate where
Well,
you go, what you eat, all that stuff without
to
the
be
digital
employed here, you have to have a form of ID.
form of ID?
So the
Kind of.
To be legally employed.
Yes,
right,
legally.
employed. The innocent side of me wants to believe that this is just the next tech step in things, but I see where you're.
I agree
But
with you.
You
I
put
agree.
laws into place, keeping in mind a future potential abuse
Yes.
of power,
Yeah,
though.
Yeah.
I don't, and that's I agree. I don't think that by instituting it, there is necessarily an inherent nefarious reason.
Right.
But part of the reason I am against it is because of the fact that in order to get to C, you have to pass through A, and
Right.
A
Yeah.
is digital ID.
Yeah.
What's B?
B is when they require access to government to your bank accounts.
Yeah.
Once they have full access to your bank accounts and your digital ID, they then can fully regulate where you go, how you spend your money. If they say, oh, guess what? You've spent too much money this month, so we're going to freeze your account. You're not being a healthy citizen. They can then do that. If they are saying like, oh,
I didn't like that
we're
social
giving
media
you,
post.
we're giving you, we're giving you a tax refund, but you have to spend it within 15 days and prove that you spent it. So, and so they can begin to regulate that. That's part of the,
Do you think-
the beast, mark of the beast system, so to say.
Do you think
So.
the next step between now and then is full digital currency and like a social credit?
That'll be
score?
on there somewhere.
Now,
I think there already was a scare when we started going towards credit cards and debit cards and
Yeah.
like digital currency and
It's already so
direct
close to
deposit,
that.
all
Well,
that
and
sort of
that's-
stuff.
I'm
That's
just
why
wondering
people
if
were
it's-
hardcore against anything other than cash and even checks.
Yeah.
Right.
Like for a while.
I know I say this a lot. Handmaid's Tale. Just
Yeah.
gonna throw that out there. That's what they do with people in the story. That's
Right.
how they take control.
I
of
probably need to
America.
watch that.
I mean, that's
Is by getting access to their bank accounts and starting to control who can spend money and who can't and what they can spend it on.
as somebody who has consumed zero from Handmaid's Tale based off our conversation in the Discord. That's a general, like, bring a more general approach to it. That's cults in general.
Yeah, well,
Cults in general, they
Well, 'cause they
like
take everything away and then
'cause
we
they-
provide.
And so then, in order for you to leave, you have to leave everything.
Whoa, hold on.
You're
That sounds
not-
like communism.
What?
I know, right?
No.
I haven't watched the show,
not real
but I read
Right.
the book, and I remember them being like, even like the signs on the stores, they started simplifying the language and simplifying it, and then all of a sudden
Yeah.
it was just pictures.
Yep.
And then they're
they take away
restricting
words that
because
you can't
because
read.
the power of reading.
Because women aren't allowed to read in the
Yes.
story, so a woman reading a sign would be going against their
Yes.
patriarchy. Yeah, so yeah. I mean, it gets deep. So I don't
Yeah.
know. Maybe you'll have to watch it. Maybe we do a little episode.
Yeah,
on it
maybe.
someday. But
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know.
I have done a
It's
lot of
crazy how
research
many
on
things we
cults,
talk
though.
about in here that are part of that story. That I'm like, man, that's crazy. That
Yeah.
the things we talk about end days type stuff, and I'm like, it's in that. They talk about that. in the
Yeah.
story,
I mean,
It's
I
interesting,
find
but-
a
one
lot
world
of like
government is-
Hunger Games, the
Yeah.
capital
Yeah,
versus
yeah.
the districts
There's
kind
so
of
many.
stuff too.
Yeah,
There's
Yeah,
a
so many
lot.
stories that are
I mean,
like
it's
that.
it's taking ideas from cult mentality and applying it to a story, and
Right.
the end times will very, very much be that cult mentality.
I'm gonna be
because
honest.
it's the you must worship me or die,
I think
Yeah.
and so that's absolutely
most like sci-fi horror cult horror, anything like that,
Dystopian.
movies, any of that all sounds way more plausible than it used to, and it makes the movies a lot less fun.
Yeah.
Well, that's when
That's
I remember
real,
when the
though.
series Handmaid's Tale came out, people were freaking out going, this is way too real. This is way too, this would be way too easy to make real.
Yeah.
You know, and people were freaking out
And
about it.
that's why
but-
you put laws
yeah.
into place and checks and balances to make
Yep.
sure that if the government gets
It's
corrupt, that they can't do that they'd have to usurp their own laws and stuff.
Yeah,
and
it's almost like
change
the
things, and that's
first,
why we watch for that.
First and Second Amendments seem to like help us. Anyway, speaking of the Second Amendment, so something just to be on the radar about, the U.S. Secretary of War, is that Hegseth?
Yep.
He just called a mandatory meeting of all war generals to meet at Quantico, and they claim it's for a photo op.
Yeah. My mom texted me yesterday. She's like, have you checked the pizza index? I'm like, no. Why?
It hasn't.
I checked as soon as she texted me, and I was like, everything.
I say, yeah, it hasn't
low-key
spiked
right
yet.
now.
But that
that's-
meeting's in like a week or something like
Well,
that.
it's
Maybe
also
they listened to the
Quantico
pod
versus
and they
a
realized
Pentagon,
to
so I
stop
don't know.
ordering pizza. Maybe they're ordering in Chinese or
Sushi.
something.
There is also a more generic food index there too.
Oh, is there?
They
Oh,
have
yeah.
somebody did it. Somebody was like, somebody literally thought ahead and was like, okay,
we
we got to
figure
think
this
ahead.
out-
I'm glad
And it's an
because
all food index.
when I told her, I was like, everything seems low key right now, and she goes, well, the Hegseth just called all the generals, or like 800 generals squad. I'm like, well, they're not ordering pizza, at least not right now.
Yeah.
And then the last thing that I have is actually anti all of this. And so when during the Charlie Kirk like aftermath of everything that has happened, I saw quite a few videos of people in Syria, Christians in Syria, marching in the streets as a pro-Christian march. Never seen anything like that in Syria.
Yeah.
Wow.
Talk about putting your faith
That's dangerous in Syria.
very much.
Yeah.
And I watched those videos, and all of my reservations and my I don't want to offend people. Like I was like, bro, if these guys in Syria can
Yeah.
do a parade for their faith, like I think I can, maybe make some more sacrifices in my life. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it was so powerful. It was so powerful. If I can find them again, it's been a few days since I saw them. I'll post them in the Discord. But honestly, you could just look up, because once I saw one, I then looked it up. Tons and tons of videos of people in Syria, and it's powerful. It's so powerful because they're literally, they could be arrested by their government and just for doing what they did.
Yeah.
And yeah, there was a few thousand.
That's really putting all your chips in.
And it was thousands. That's the crazy thing. It wasn't like a handful. Like it was like a few thousand people marching
That
in
is-
Syria for
that
Christ
is sold
as
out.
Christians.
For Jesus.
It was cool. It was really cool. One of the most motivating things I've seen in a long time, because talk about letting your faith be real. But
Was that one of the videos that you sent to me where they were like chanting and it had like the translation of it down below too?
Might have
Or
been.
was that another country? 'Cause
there was
there's
quite a
lot
few.
of that
Yeah, I was gonna say there was
going
a ton
on.
of different countries. Yeah, we just got done with our homecoming parade. We went.
Speaking of
We went with
being out there.
the theme was Once Upon a Homecoming, and so everybody else was doing castles and stuff, and so we maybe went one step further and had a full crusader. It was actually really cool looking,
It was good.
but
Cole looked
historically
dope.
accurate. Yeah, historically
with the
accurate.
white tunic with the red
Cole,
cross and the
he killed it too.
helmet and the
He
cloak.
he was worried he looked like
good.
Shrek wearing a helmet, and I was like, bro, if I tried to wear that helmet, I would look like Shrek.
He made his own like cardboard helmet and then painted
It
it,
was
gray.
cool.
It looked
It was
legit.
cool. I'll post
It looked- just
I'll
in
post the picture in
yeah,
Discord.
It looked like something that he paid for. Like it didn't look like it was.
Yeah, it was cool.
Together. It was
And then, but yeah, so then I was like, no, if I wore it, I would look like Shrek. And then Jordan was like, yeah, that's right. And then I turned to him, I was like, shut up, Lord
You would look like-
Farquaad. That's pretty funny.
God.
Anyway,
You guys need to do that.
gonna
for
say
Halloween.
Frodo.
dude, Shrek and Lord Farquaad.
Do a
Dude,
cute
we
little couple. You should do a little couple Halloween costume. That would be good.
No, I got
Yeah,
a better
Jordan.
one. I got a better one. You could do this next year. You could be Mr. Incredible, and he could be at whatever the little.
Little dash.
Oh,
no,
yeah.
no. The chick that does the little.
Edna.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Edna.
yeah, yeah.
Edna mode.
Edna.
Yeah.
I also thought it'd be fun to be an orc and then he could be a hobbit, and like he would ride around on me, or like
You
or
would be the
Urukai.
cave troll. He
You would
could be Frodo.
Just to correct you, you would be an Urukai. More
oh,
so
okay,
than
my
an
bad,
orc.
my bad. I
His
didn't mean to
Urukai are
offend.
bigger, burlier,
I apologize.
How
I
dare
apologize.
you?
Just saying. Do your
Urukai
research.
sounds cooler anyway. So
It does sound cooler.
it's like
Also,
that's
they
like a
are the
ninja orc.
Urukai the ones that have the big old face.
Yeah,
the face, the,
Dude,
Yeah.
all of Tolkien's
those guys are so cool.
names, the
Helm's-
words he
Helm's
came up
Deep.
with is so cool. I love Tolkien.
The ones at Helm's Deep, babe.
Yeah.
Yeah, those dude. Deal.
The
And
ones
then he
that
could be,
murked,
he could be a
Norm.
These
hobbit.
are orcs. These are Urukai.
Yes,
Their
he-
shields, their armor is thick and their shields broad. Yeah, I haven't watched that movie in a while, so.
and he could definitely just wear a little cloak and be a hobbit
Right.
and walk around barefoot and just like. Have you seen those? Have you seen
Like
the?
Blue hair
curly
to
little
his feet.
wig.
Have you seen the kid mounts?
Yeah.
And I was like, I want to get one of those and have
saw
him
that.
like
Have him just
mounted
ride on
on
the
me,
back like
shooting
that.
like arrows off. Like it would be such a cool
I've
costume.
seen that where it's like
Oh.
Mary and Pippin on the backs of the Urukai.
Yes,
yeah.
like
it
that
would be
one.
so
Yeah.
cool.
That'd be great.
But yeah, I don't know if he's down for that. He probably would. He's so cool.
He dressed up like Uncle Fester. Like I'm
That's
pretty
true.
sure
That's
he's
true.
up for anything.
If you seen what he wears for Christmas, he
Yes.
goes all out for Christmas. You ever seen his
No,
Christmas? Oh, bro,
No, I want to.
just wait.
Pretty
Just
great.
wait till Christmas.
Pretty great.
we're not
I
even
don't want to be
we're
part
not
of this
even gonna
homecoming
elaborate
thing
on
now,
this.
man.
Dude, homecoming is.
Dude, we could
make it
could
fun.
link up and do a whole thing, man.
Hey, we make it.
I'm all
We make
about
it
it.
fun.
Dude, we won a tug of war contest against middle schoolers yesterday. That's how down I am for getting crazy.
I would
Like,
destroy
we-
some middle schoolers.
It
over
was.
Tug
It
of
wasn't
War.
even
I
close.
would.
Like it was great.
You didn't even act like
Here's the
it. You
coolest
didn't even
part.
act like it was close. You just like.
No. So everybody in the crowd was laughing because I anchored myself and everything, and I just we got down and we whooped these middle schoolers at tug of war, right? So. And just as a testament to how awesome our middle schoolers are in Alliance, these middle schoolers are so cool. They weren't mad about it. They ran over high-fiving how awesome it was.
That's cool.
That, it was just congratulating us, and
good.
they couldn't wait to see our little trophy in the window at the school. And
Nice.
like just cool kids, you know what I mean? Like middle schoolers get a bad rep, but we definitely in Alliance, we got some cool middle schoolers. So
I'm just saying, you guys are lucky.
fun.
You didn't have me as a middle schooler because I'd have whooped you.
no,
I'd have whooped you.
we trained
suckers.
for it. We're okay. We got
What grades is your middle school?
6, 7, 8.
Okay.
6, 7.
Oh, nice. How did I miss that one? I
man.
I catch almost every opportunity I get.
We had a
heard it
couple of
all
kids
How did I
morning.
miss that one?
like borderline middle schoolers, Matt's kids,
Yeah,
and their
yeah,
friends.
yeah.
They wouldn't shut up, saying 6, 7 the whole parade. Halfway through, I had to get dad on them, and I was like, "All right, you are here because this is my float. I am letting you be on it. If you say it one more time, we will drop you off and come pick you up after the parade." Finally stopped.
And then we passed one of their teachers,
Oh,
and their
yeah,
teacher was like 6, 7, and we're like, we just
Just got him calm
them
down.
to
Evan has been a walking brain rot internet reference for like 3 years, and it is beautiful and tragic and super annoying. It's just super
big
annoying.
dog.
Beautifully
He looks up to
tragic,
you.
tragically.
I know. It's the worst of it is that I started this.
You did. You did. It is all your fault.
I kind of started. I didn't get him into the brain rot. I
Oh man.
introduced him.
You didn't know Matt in his 20s? That was pretty much Matt in his 20s, though, too.
That's not
Absolutely.
surprising.
Absolutely.
I will contend that brain rot 10, 15, 20 years ago was not nearly as ridiculous and stupid.
Because you're old.
I don't know, man. I've got
You're old.
Charlie
Didn't
the
seem like it
Unicorn.
at the time.
Oh, I
Bro.
Salad fingers.
Salad
Charlie,
fingers?
Charlie the fingers. Charlie the fingers.
Charlie's fingers.
Charlie the unicorn is tame. Salad fingers.
Do you remember?
Salad fingers is unhinged.
Do you remember Homestar Runner?
I missed that one.
Homestar Runner.
That was like whole,some though.
I don't know. Dude, you
I
ever
was-
see?
you know what was
the email?
not wholesome?
Remember? I'm still trying to remember what.
Happy Tree Friends.
Happy Tree Friends was
I never watched that.
it's
didn't either.
violent.
That
I
show
stumbled
was
upon that on
insane.
accident. A friend
That
was
show
like-
was insane.
a friend sent it to me, and I was like, "What am I
I am
watching?"
still trying to remember one. I have researched and tried to look it up because it has been like in my brain for a long time. It was something about like a Grim Reaper type figure, and then there's just like this brain with his like the spinal cord and stuff, and they like chalupas, and it's like very violent and weird, and I don't know what it's called, and I've looked
vaguely-
it up. I've asked AI. There's no.
Sounds like a fever dream.
records.
I have-
I know.
I don't know
I
what
know.
that is.
Probably
I-
see somebody
well,
about
If
that.
it is
good
a
at brain
fever
rot. That
dream,
doesn't sound-
it's like all down to my youth group because
I feel like I have a vague notion of what you're talking about, but I have no idea what it is.
Somebody
What
Google
was-
it quick.
that would have been Phil's type of humor. as
Mike,
a
what was
middle schooler? I'm
what was
sure.
brain rot in your era?
Gosh, I don't even know. I'm gonna have to do a little research because I'm so far removed from my brain rot era. We didn't have the internet or anything, so it was all whatever was on TV. And when I was little, we had like four channels, 5 channels was all. Like there wasn't a whole lot. I guess I don't know. A lot of when video games first came out, I suppose. That was
Video games?
Yeah, I don't
like
know.
Beavis and Butthead.
I remember. So Mario was like, "It's a me, a Mario."
Oh,
We did that
Beavis and
forever and stuff
Butthead.
like that.
Beavis and-
That's
Beavis
like
and
early
Butthead.
brain
Yeah,
rot.
okay. There you go.
Did you see Beavis and
That was-
Butthead is on Fortnite now?
Yeah, I saw
Talk
that.
about Fortnite
I
is
saw
Fortnite has consumed too much. It's the
I-
monopoly. It's consumed too much.
like a
Beavis
black
and
hole.
Butthead
It's
got in it.
just
I was like,
bringing in everything.
I don't know what I think about this
I blame
anymore.
Fortnite for the end of video games being fun.
Which video game?
I don't know. Fortnite's pretty fun.
No. Listen to me. They brought in the Battle Pass thing, and everything
yeah.
became a cash grab.
Yeah.
Everything. Now,
Well, I would
Counter-Strike
argue-
kind of
I've
started
never
the skins
played it,
thing.
so I don't
I would
know.
argue the cash
Fortnite-
grab was there before. Fortnite just got really good at it
They
because they
made
offered
it-
it for
yeah.
free. The game was free, but you bought the battle pass.
Yeah.
Other games had like you could purchase upgrades or purchase expansions or purchase this.
They
You had to
min-maxed.
pay for the game.
They min-maxed the Battle Pass
Very
idea.
much.
And
Yeah.
every game since then, pretty much, that has stuck around has come out with something similar, and I loathe it.
I agree.
It's all they focus on. They don't try to make the game fun or playable or enjoyable at all.
Yep.
It's all about your cosmetic stuff, the Battle Pass,
Yeah.
and I hate it. I hate it so much.
Yeah.
Ruined
and
it.
if you're not dropping money,
Ruined it.
you're not relevant.
Yeah, it's
in the
you're-
game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and
Oh,
it's not like if that's an option, like if that's something that's encouraged and like they're trying to teach you that, fine. But you got to keep developing your game, and they don't.
Well, and but the crazy thing is they try to be Fortnite, but that's the thing. The reason Fortnite is still so popular is because they develop the game. Mm-hmm. You could stop playing Fortnite for 6 months and come back, and it's a brand new game.
Yeah.
It's completely different every 6 months. And the other games are like, okay, we can do the same thing, make money off the battle pass, and then not change the game. And it's like, that's not what Fortnite does. That's why Fortnite's successful, is because they're constantly changing it.
And doesn't Fortnite have the I've read somewhere, I think it's Fortnite, has the library in the game that where people are storing like documents and things like that are banned in other countries to get it out to other countries.
Is that Fortnite?
I thought that was Minecraft.
Might be Minecraft.
I was thinking
I can't
Minecraft.
remember which one it was, but yeah,
Yeah, it's Minecraft.
Just, it's
You can-
huge,
yeah,
and you
you
go in there,
Minecraft can,
and you have to
like,
know
they
where to
built,
go
like,
to
a
see it. But
computer.
Somebody
I
built
was
a
like,
computer.
that's crazy.
Somebody built a computer game of Minecraft,
In
and you
Minecraft.
can play Minecraft in Minecraft.
Yeah,
It's
I've seen that.
second life.
It's literally it's
Inception
literally that. It's crazy the things you could do, and that's absolutely Minecraft.
Well,
That's
and so
cool.
the thing about those two games specifically, and probably more so Fortnite than Minecraft, but is that like it was kind of designed so that you could keep it freeform like that. Like it doesn't have. There's
You can
no.
do whatever you want with it.
The
yeah.
gameplay loop doesn't have to stay the same. You can edit things
Yeah.
into whatever you want. That's kind of the point of those. But a lot of other games that have tried to copy Fortnite were not built that way. And so now when they try to do that, they suck. if they just don't develop things further, they're not fixing any of the problems that they have, and it sucks.
Yeah.
And so that's I blame Fortnite for that.
yeah, yep, I agree.
I love
Not-
that we
But
just-
also, I still play it. And
there's
I
no
don't care.
telling like where these
Where we're going.
tangents are going to
Yeah.
go.
Yes.
Like
I think it's funny that these games got more and more advanced, and like the graphics and everything else got crazy, and now we've taken a full step back, and the most popular games are super
Cartoony.
simple.
Okay, so I have a secondary theory on that.
Okay.
Have you seen the theory on why why computer generation CGI, why CGI is worse now than it used to be? Have you seen that?
Yes.
So CGI took a
Remind
step
me.
backwards. CGI is
Yeah.
actually taking a step
Yeah,
backwards.
I've noticed
I just
that.
watched
And
the
part of the
video.
reason it took a step backwards is because now a team of like 4 or 5 can do what a team of 400 would do back in the day. But the problem is with a team of 4 or 5, you're going to miss things.
Yeah.
And so things will look fake and they won't catch it because there's only 4 of them working on it. Whereas a team of 400, they're going to catch everything. They have got 400 eyes on it. I think video games are the same. And so they can produce something at a fraction of the cost that's almost as good. And so I think video games are the same thing. They can use AI, they can use certain programs, and they can produce things super fast. Well, if it takes a step back, they can make a bunch of money off it. It costs next to nothing. And who cares if it's a subpar game?
See, and I saw a video this morning that compared like early Marvel to the most modern Marvel movies that have come out, and when they see them side by side, the new Marvel movies, the CGI is absolutely garbage.
Well, it's terrible.
Yeah.
Pirates,
But
when you
the
compare
second
them side
Pirates
to
of the
side.
Caribbean,
But it also cost them
CG
100th of the money
ever.
What's that?
Yeah,
This was the second Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest.
Oh
Was
yeah,
Still holds up as like the best CGI ever.
I was going to argue. Well, yeah,
Lord of the
no,
Rings
no.
is up there. If
Yes.
you're going to say that,
I mean,
it's
yes.
right there.
Lord of the Rings.
Considering the budget and
The
just
first
the
Matrix
entire
movie.
crew, all
First
the
Matrix was fun.
costuming.
That's a lot of practical
like,
effects, though.
Yeah,
That's very true.
I mean,
But
there
they
is
did-
CG in
That
it,
was
but-
the
but
first
no, I
Matrix
agree. The second one,
created
the second Pirates.
like between that and then the Lord of the Rings really were the pioneers
Right.
of using a mixture of CGI and practical.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
yeah.
forced perspective. That's what they're using
forced
in
perspective
Lord of the Rings.
and combining them. Whereas now they just
There's
use
just
CGI
not-
for it, and it's missing a real
yeah,
element.
there's heart in it, and there's actual thought
absolutely.
put behind it. Well, different thought, but
So speaking of realistic, I started watching the what's the show? The Last of Us.
The Last of Us.
I'm now afraid of fungus.
Oh my gosh.
Can I just tell you?
That's
So
good
this goes
news
right into
for
what I was
me.
talking about a little bit ago. Like, do you guys realize, like, as I was digging, the CIA funded the creation of that video game,
Which one of the yes,
video game,
Yes,
because they wanted. Here's why
they
when
had
I
their
read
hands in
into
a
it.
lot of stuff at the same time.
And so I was looking into it, and I was like, well, why would they be interested in making this video game? Because I know they have their hands in like military operations video games because it's money, and
They also
things
have
like that.
other video games
But
too. Yeah,
there was a CIA document that was released that talked about how if we were going to fight zombies,
Conplan 888811.
yes, if we were going to fight zombies, we don't have the manpower or the military training to handle that level of apocalypse. So we need to recruit regular people, right? We need to recruit regular civilians. And how do we do that? We get them playing a video game where they have to solve problems in this real life scenario type situation. And so they created this game. So they're turning the kids and the adults and everybody who's playing these video games, they're turning them into soldiers who can fight if this ever happens.
That
Okay,
might
so-
be the scariest thing I've ever heard.
But
And
wait,
it's not the first time
it's
they've
not-
done it.
But it's not just the Last of Us.
Yeah.
right. It's not just that. Think about the same time period.
Yeah.
Think about all that came out. So you've got The Walking Dead
Walking
comes
Dead.
out.
Yeah.
You've
World War
got
Z.
World War Z. You've got now video games. You've
Yep.
got the 7 Days to Die, and you have Minecraft, which also has zombies in it. They hit every age and every demographic. And the
Pride,
theory
Prejudice,
is
and zombies.
for real. But the theory
Right.
is, and think about how that the zombie culture just blew up because I was into zombie movies before that,
Right.
Because I used to love the like cheesiness of them, like it was
Right.
like that, like the Sharknado style of movie. It was fun and it was like
Zombies
it
were
doesn't take
fun
itself
until
too-
World War Z.
Yeah.
Which
And
was
then-
the idea of World War Z, honestly.
Right.
That was the
yeah.
idea, was that let's
Well,
take the fun
actually,
out of it and make
I would
it
say
real.
even before that, it'd be the 28 weeks later or whatever.
28 days.
Oh, did that
later.
come
days
first?
later. Which one came first? World
I
War
don't
Z or
know.
28 days later.
I
I
don't
think it
know.
was 28 days.
I was thinking 28 days later came first,
'Cause-
but
yeah.
the
Okay.
book, World War Z might have been. But either way, I'll look it up. But I'm not sure.
I don't know.
I
But
honestly
I didn't
don't
know
know.
that you were. Yeah, sorry.
I'm not sure which one came
Yeah,
first. But
and the idea of the cordyceps and the fungus taking over is based on real science. Like
Well, I was gonna
the
say,
CIA
so, like-
worked with real scientists, and they figured out.
So-
That, and when they talk about humans body temperature is too high, that's a legit like science fact that
Yeah.
those cordyceps could take over humans if our body
Right,
temperature
right,
was
right.
lower.
28
Or they
days
could-
later
they
was
could get
10
a
years earlier.
yeah, if they could get a tolerance for
was.
it.
Yeah.
I've thought for a long time that the most realistic, like zombie scenario type deals, were like those style, like World War Z or I Am Legend, if you count that as zombie. That's kind of more vampire in the book, but whatever.
Yeah.
But that type of thing,
Omega Man,
like that type of thing where it's like an infection or virus or whatever, that type of thing is the most realistic. Or like a drug induced thing. You think about like people on like
bath salts,
Flocka, bath salts, some of those things, dude.
People like running full bore at back windshields and just shattering them.
That is straight up zombie behavior.
I remember seeing that. That's runner zombie behavior.
When zombies first came into the public eye, it was like
Left 4 Dead. You forgot to mention that.
It was kind of that. Have you ever seen The Serpent and the Rainbow? It was that kind of zombie. It wasn't these flesh eating monsters. It was a powder that you would give to somebody, and it gave you control over them. And so the original zombies were about.
Ultra.
It was like a drug that you would give somebody, like MK Ultra. You would give them a drug, and then you would own their soul. Was the thing behind it? Like, I own your soul now, so I control everything you do. Like you were stealing someone's soul when you made them a zombie. So that was kind of scary in and of itself. But then George Romero came out with the dead rising from the grave and everything like that. It wasn't like that before. It was living people that would be under somebody's control because of this powder they would give them.
The only way I can really prove that I was into that genre before then was when I was like 5 years old. So are
you just trying to like make sure that you get this clout?
I want this clout. No, it's actually kind of
nobody's asking you to prove it.
It's not clout. It's actually a little sad. But so the movie with Will Smith, what was that one called?
I Am Legend.
I Am Legend.
Yeah.
So I Am Legend is based off a movie from the 70s called Omega Man.
And Omega Man's a remake of another movie called The Last Man on Earth.
That's right. When I was
this idea's been around forever.
Yeah. When I was 5, like 4, 5, 6 years old, I used to come home from kindergarten, and before mom got home from work, and I would watch Omega Man, and I'd watch it every single day, and eventually mom just couldn't find it, and it disappeared. Right. Because mom started to get concerned that I was watching this Omega Man every day when I was 5 years old.
Yeah, because it was
kind of a scary movie.
And if you watch the Omega Man, it's based on a book. The original movie is based on a book. That's how far back this goes.
I need to read that book.
There was a book, and then there was the Last Man on Earth, I think is what it's called, and then Omega Man, and then I Am Legend, and it evolved. The creatures, the humanoid creatures, and they evolved, because I know in Omega Man they were listed as, by the producer, they were listed as vampires. They weren't listed as zombies.
Yeah.
And then they became zombies with I Am Legend. I'm not even sure what they were in the original black and white old school original movie, but
back to the government aspect of it. So during that same time period, the CDC actually launched a campaign in 2011, which is right around the same time as the government kind of got involved in the zombie genre.
Yeah, that's about when The Walking Dead kind of took off too, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And the actual CDC got involved, created a graphic novel in order to teach readiness and all this other stuff, and started doing play scenarios where they would actually involve the government and the military, and they combined forces and created these fake, quote unquote, fake real scenarios as if the zombie apocalypse were real.
On paper, did you see what their excuse for doing that was for? It was not for a real, according to them, not a real apocalypse situation. It gives them an imaginary situation where religion, race, culture, things like that are not involved, because zombies are just dead people. Yeah. And so it gives them, so they don't offend anybody. Yeah. That's what they say the idea is.
So nobody gets offended. So they can say that the CCP was overran by zombies, and we then go through and militarily take out all the zombies, and it doesn't offend the CCP.
They can't say the Russians or the Cubans or whoever came in.
It's just the zombies. And they created all the different types too, because they created, I think, so we've got the pathogenic.
Yep.
We've got the fungus zombies. They also created radiation fungal zombies. The radiation zombies. They did a specific training scenario where there was an evil magic zombie.
Yep.
So that's
because you
talking MK Ultra there.
Yeah. You get a necromancer who raises the dead and creates their own army powered by magic.
Right. But there was also one that was really weird to me that caught my eye. That was
Bless you, man.
a chicken zombie.
Scariest zombie of them all.
That chickens
jockey.
passed the
You did not.
that
I couldn't help. I'm sorry.
that chickens actually passed on the zombie trait to humans, and so consuming chicken.
It's kind of a bird flu, kind of like food poisoning
Sketchy.
situation.
What? And it was so specific. And it's like, what do you have
They're already
behind
trying
the
to scare
doors?
us away from beef. Now chicken.
I'm sorry, not happening. CDC, if you're trying to get me to stop eating meat, it is not going to happen. Just kill me now. It's not happening.
To what? Sorry.
I'm not going to stop eating meat. If the government's trying to make me stop eating meat and they're going to kill anybody that won't quit, you're going to have to kill me.
You seen that tick that makes you allergic to beef if you get bit by it? Have you seen that?
Yes.
No.
Yes, I am familiar with this one.
It's terrible.
Is that the Lone Star
people-
tick? Is that
I
what
think
that one
so.
is? Yeah.
And people have looked at the pathogens and stuff, and I'll say allegedly because I don't have the information right in front of me because I wasn't planning on talking about this, but it looks so manufactured that it would be hard for them to be convinced that it wasn't a lab manufactured disease. And then they linked it to the similarities with Lyme and how Lyme is talked
wondered,
about
yeah.
having been a released pathogen from like a government warfare thing that had happened. There's theories about Lyme disease is completely manufactured in a lab as well.
Okay, so just because I'm sure they wanted to make sure to not offend in one side or the other of things, they also did one for a vegetarian zombie where vegetarians, because they're not getting enough beef, turned into zombies.
Wait, so now they're going to give us the Lone Star ticks, so we're all allergic to meat. We can't get any meat, and then the vegetables cause zombieism, and then one world government and the Antichrist takes over.
And space zombies. That was on there
space
too.
zombie?
Plants versus zombies.
What would a space zombie be? Dude,
A zombie in space?
or like an alien.
What would be the difference between that and like in say like in the show or movie Aliens? Like what would be the difference between, because those they rise from the dead and they just kill things, and
or it could just be
what
like
would a space zombie be?
like it could be a fungus that's like the cordyceps or whatever.
Yeah.
But on their planet, their temperatures are different,
and they have
so
a
the
symbiote.
cordyceps would take over Earth, and they didn't even mean to do it. They just accidentally brought it over. But to their species, their species runs at 102 temperature, and so they don't get infected by it. But they come to Earth and they visit, but their cordyceps is able to take over humans because our temperature is lower than theirs.
Kind of
And they do
invasive
have the
species
symbiote,
type of
but
deal.
Yeah,
would
and
be
they didn't
different.
even mean to do it because they just assumed.
A symbiote one would be different because that would be similar to like
It'd be an intelligent.
that would be an intelligent thing where the fungus is just survival and reproduction.
Yes.
A symbiont one would take us over
Intelligence in
and
that.
Yeah.
we'd become like body snatcher type situation.
Right. So, to kind of fight back on the zombie apocalypse practicality, so I was looking at some military. They're high up in the military, and they were going through and like looking at the practicality of a show like The Walking Dead. And they said, and they're basically going through and looking at the numbers and like what would you have to do to like effectively get to a place where like zombies really weren't affecting you very often, and just like that they would just be a stray straggler here and there. And he said, and he was saying that the practicality. Well, no, so he was saying that the practicality is you would learn really quickly that everybody just needs to sleep in their own room that has a door right off the bat. Everybody would be sleeping separately. And then he said the next step is all you would have to do is as you were like learning how to take them out because they're slow, as long as you average like 10 per week, by the end of the first decade, the zombie, like there would be nothing left. It would just be humans. And then humans, again, as long as you're still living separate, it would be the human issue, which as the show kind of goes along, it does go very much from...
Zombies aren't scary anymore.
It goes from the zombies are the scary thing, and then by the end of the show, it's the people.
The only reason zombies are
And
scary
he said that
by
was
season
what was made it
3
most accurate.
of The Walking Dead is because people are stupid.
Yeah.
It's the
And
only
that's-
reason zombies are still a threat.
It would go back to Wild West just pure chaos.
Well, when that show first came out, we talked about it quite a bit. The realism in the people in that is that the people that would survive would be the subservient,
hard people,
and the charismatic, cruel leaders. Would be the ones, and then their minions. That would be it. That would be the only people that would be left.
So let's think a little practically. How is that really any different than our society exists right now?
Wow.
Because
I'm not a
there's a system in place that protects, to a degree, as far as like staying alive and participating in society, protects people that are not cut out for survival outside of that system.
That is very true.
Right.
Yeah, our society does. We do protect people that need protecting.
But I think you would, even in that world, you would still want a lot. Yeah,
but they wouldn't make it.
I say the extremes, but
if somebody doesn't have a purpose in that world,
they die.
You
It's
leave them
forced-
behind. It's survival.
forced
Survival is
adaptation.
different than when
Right.
we're thriving.
Yes.
I talk about this with my kids in the middle school because we noticed that
For a period.
in studying during World War II, there was not a whole lot of art being created. There was no music. There was
Right.
no new music,
Right.
no new art, nothing being created because everybody was in survival mode. When you're in survival
You had
mode,
to
you're
pull
not
all
creative. You are
resources and all
not.
people.
You lose your humanity.
is that
And
why
when we
music
came out of
sucks so
it-
bad right now?
It could be. I mean, honestly, it could be because we're in we are
For
in
the
a
last, like,
form of
15
survival
10
mode.
years,
That could totally be why the music has suffered so much.
Yeah.
It could be because
Because people that
AI
the
controls
majority is
music.
making it of AI is making it.
Yeah.
And when it makes bad, it's like making a photocopy of a photocopy of a photocopy. It just gets worse and
weirder
worse.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. Maybe because we're
I
getting
still-
old. I don't know.
I still have a theory in the music industry that AI has been available for the music industry a lot longer. Because if you go back even like 15 years, the sheer amount of what's it called, sampling that exists, like
Right.
there's not a popular song that didn't sample an
Right.
older song.
Yeah.
That's exactly what AI does. And it makes me wonder if AI hasn't been available longer than they
And
let
maybe
us
just
know.
AI just does it faster.
It would certainly
Yeah.
explain
Because it's crazy, like listening to the. Sorry,
I was gonna say that would certainly explain like the lyrics and like mumble rap. Like
true.
that.
I get what you mean though, because they'll
human didn't
sample a
write that.
song that's from like some obscure movie from a different country
Yeah.
back in like 1942, and it's like, how did they find that in order to sample it?
Either
Yeah.
you're Mike
You know,
Shinoda
either-
or it's AI.
or like, do you have like a whole staff who's just like
Yeah.
scouring different media, like trying to come up
right.
with different things to sample?
Have you seen how the Gorillas created the song? Was it Dare? Where it's like they literally just had like a kid's toy piano that had a preset on it, and they didn't even change it. They just left it the same. They literally got the entire beat of that song.
I'll be honest,
from
that
this
could be
created deal.
any Gorillaz song.
for sure. Well, the Gorillas are funny because
I like the Gorillas.
I like 'em, but
because
could be any song.
because Dare was their first one that got famous in America, right?
Is that the
No, that's Feel
No,
Good
it's
Inc.
Feel good.
okay?
Feel Good.
No, I wasn't singing "Feel Good."
Oh,
Oh,
I know the
Wait, what?
maybe it was Clint Eastwood. I don't know, but
Those
anyway,
are the two
it might have been
most popular.
It might have been, but
I got to sing two
sounded like
notes,
Feel
and y'all
Good.
are like, "Nah, Feel Good Inc."
That was
There-
the exact.
No.
That was
You
the
don't know what
exact
you're talking about.
first two notes of Feel Good Inc. No.
No, like the "You got
on
to
you."
press it
Oh,
on me."
that's Dare. Yeah,
Okay,
it's
yeah.
Dare.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think we just had feel good in our brains. Just
Yeah,
because
I
we
think
were
so
talking
too.
Gorillas.
Y'all
Probably.
just assumed I was going to get it wrong.
We were trying to read your mind. And we
yes, it
failed.
didn't work. But so anyway, the Gorillas, the Dare was created to make fun of American music, and it blew up and was huge and created their entire career.
Have you seen that? There's a I can't remember what country they're from, but there's a band that tried to make a hyper American thing, and they don't
Yes,
even.
yes,
They're
yes,
speaking
yes. Yeah.
gibberish.
He did it to
Tanner
prove.
plays
that,
it
yeah,
regularly.
I play it all the
Oh
time.
yeah, because he's
Yeah.
speaking gibberish. It doesn't even make sense, but it sounds American.
Da,
Da, da, da, da, da. Yep.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
song is so
it's
catchy. I love it.
hilarious. Yeah.
Well, and then, okay. So then also song two.
Point proven.
Do you know the song 2 by is it
Blur?
Blur?
Yeah.
Do you know that song they were trying to make fun of Nirvana? And that's their
Yeah,
only song
yeah.
that went famous, and they hate it because they were making fun of a different
Well,
band. It's
things
not
like-
even
Funny,
their style.
because then they
and
did
then
what Nirvana did.
The
right?
song that they made fun of for Nirvana was Nirvana making fun of making fun of like
Smells-
popular rock music.
Smells
wasn't
Like
it?
Teen Spirit was
Yeah.
making fun of it.
So
was
the
making
Beastie
fun of it.
Boys. The Beastie Boys were
Making fun of Beastie Boys.
Beastie Boys were a.
gosh.
They were a punk band, and then they didn't like rap, so they came out with a rap song just to make fun of rap, and it blew up so
Became
much.
their
They
identity.
they're rap icons. Like
Yeah.
they're right up there with all of Death Row and all those
Absolutely.
records. You know, Beastie. When you think rap, you think Beastie Boys.
So
They did it to make fun of them.
I think we just
don't
figured
like
out the
Beastie
key to
Boys.
going famous.
Make fun of something.
Be sarcastic all the
I
time.
know, right?
Yeah, we're all right. We got to start
Done.
with a band. We can always
All
talk
right.
about it. We don't do it.
I
Let's do
I
it.
love
do it.
the irony of the
Start a
fact
sarcastic
that
band.
Beck made what song is that he made that I can't think of it now, but he made the one song that it was like, I can write a song that makes no sense and it's totally stupid and people still buy. It's the only song by Beck that 90% of people know,
Yeah.
including me.
Yep. Well, and sampling's not that hard.
What
like,
is it?
like when I was teaching music, we used to use
Loser.
sampling, and we'd take YouTube, just random videos, pull random songs, and then you just stack them in the recording app and make a loop out of it, and then you just loop it and then you sing over the top of it. We could do it in a week, easy. You know, with middle school kids. So I mean, it's looping's not that hard. AI makes it even easier. 'Cause you don't have to look for
it's
anything.
nuts.
You know,
AI,
but,
yeah, it's crazy. Speaking of zombies,
crazy.
that's what creates.
Speaking of zombies,
That's
I
what
love your
creates
transitions,
zombies,
man. I love your transition.
For real though, like once people stop thinking for themselves, you are just a
Yeah,
zombie
because
of
we've
the
talked
system.
about them being
Yeah.
NPCs and stuff. It's just yeah.
I know a lot of NPCs in my life, and on both sides of the. You can talk political. You can talk.
There's basically NPCs in
There's
the book.
there's so many people that are NPCs.
I have my own interpretation of it.
I want the official ranking of as far as like fictional zombie stories. What's the like worst to best case scenarios?
Oh gosh, worst case scenario. Starting with worst or starting with best.
We'll start with best. So best
Starting
case
with
scenarios.
best, I would say
Walking
like
Dead.
a Walking Dead
It's
scenario.
no question.
The slow zombie
That depends though,
Well,
because
but-
when they started out, when it was Frank Darabont, they were able to like open like
That's
jiggle
true.
door handles
The very
and pick up
initial
rocks,
ones.
and then they did away with that when there was a change of hands in the
Find
show.
a bicycle,
and then they
yacht
brought it
rental.
up.
That's true.
They brought it back at the
yeah,
end
in
of
the
the
overseas
series.
stuff because they were
And they're like, oh, they're
researching
climbing
it.
on
Yep.
cars and trying to get
And actually,
Well,
so
and they wanted to bring closure to that,
call.
and like so
Good
they
call.
made it more of an international issue. Where
It was
it's
almost like
well,
a
in France,
sub-virus, yeah.
Yes,
Right,
it's like they're
right.
actually evolving and adapting themselves. But so, but for
Was that the-
seasons 2 through 10,
Yeah.
Walking Dead. Yeah.
So
Slow,
was that
but in general.
Fear the Walking Dead, was that like the offshoot of that?
No, that
was
was
that a
just,
totally
that was
different
just
show?
a side show.
Okay, I had no
Fear
idea.
the Walking Dead was a prequel because in that show they explain how it happened.
Yeah, they started.
Which the
They
comic
did.
books
They
never
started
did.
earlier.
That- so there was a lot of controversy.
It
with that.
started
one.
sooner and then eventually caught up. And
because
then
the
And
graphic
then
novels
fell
never
flat on its
explained
face.
the other ones, these are the ones we're talking about are post. Once the
Right.
Walking Dead was done,
Right.
they
Yeah,
came out with
spin-offs.
spin-offs.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Speaking of the spin-offs, there is one spin-off that it was in the style of like the Creep Show and stuff. It was hilarious.
Tales
It was
of the Walking
so-
Dead.
Yeah,
The,
from
the
Tales from
time
the
loop
Crypt. That's what-
episode was like,
Oh, they're so amazing, and
the
everybody hated
Terry
them.
Crews,
I loved
Terry
them.
Crews' episode.
Terry
Oh my
Crews'
gosh,
episode is
I
so
loved
good.
it.
Oh man,
It was so
I love
good.
that. But that was, and I told Courtney, I was like, that's reminiscent of like the zombie style movie that I liked.
Yeah.
I liked the
was
very
really
tongue in cheek,
campy.
very campy, wasn't taking itself too seriously. And then Walking Dead comes and is like ultra serious, and I'm like, I enjoy this, but
Right.
I missed that. And then when they did that spinoff, I was like, this is what I've been missing in my
Right.
life, man. It's so funny.
And the
need to
reason they
watch this
created that
episode.
was because the show is created to be as real as
Right.
possible. For like Negan.
Yeah.
Negan was a PE teacher.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Right.
became one
His
of the most
last name
powerful
was
people in the
Smith.
show.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know, and
Yeah.
just to show, we just in an apocalypse, you don't know who's going to step up and be
Right.
Yeah.
that
Right,
guy.
right, right.
You
Okay.
know, you just don't know where they come from.
Next.
Right. So
Next
yeah,
source.
so slow walking and
No, not
relatively
like,
minimal
I prefer
intelligence.
the slow walking, noisy ones. So
yes, slow
Yeah,
walking
right.
noisy is
Not
at the
I
bottom.
love how they creep up on. I'm like, how did you not hear that coming? In
Dale.
The camera wasn't facing
Dale.
that way.
Dale had the dumbest death in the whole
But
show.
we did talk
They're
about
little-
that. Those forests, the forest is
They
thick,
do
thick.
that
Yes.
in the
You
Can't hear
Appalachians.
Yes.
something.
Yeah.
So realistically,
That's fair. Being in the
yeah. Have you
southeast would be
been-
rough.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now
We
being
have
in
been in that
Nebraska, like
Dude, out
bro,
here,
So
we've
yeah,
got
right.
all the guns, we got all the meat, we've got natural
Right,
wildlife.
right.
We've got fish.
We've got no trees. We can see you.
Have you looked into the
this is the
CDC's
place.
like in the zombie apocalypse stuff? Because in there they
didn't
list
look too deep
they
into
list if you are in a zombie apocalypse, Nebraska, western Nebraska, and Wyoming and South Wyoming would be the best place to be.
There was an episode of The Walking
least-
Dead
most
called
spread out population.
Nebraska because they were like,
yeah.
we're headed to Nebraska because
Flyover country.
Right. We have
lots of
more
guns,
guns
not a
per
lot of people.
capita.
Also, less
More corn.
people to turn into zombies at
Yeah.
the start.
Yeah, there's
of
less
the
people,
outbreak.
less dense. So out here
Yep.
in
Yep, yep.
in the western Middle East,
And we are
Middle East,
capable of
Midwest.
Middle East. Whoa,
Western
whoa,
Middle
whoa,
East.
whoa.
Eastern Midwest.
Settle down.
Western Midwest.
Well, and we're also capable of. We're fully capable of feeding ourselves.
yeah.
yeah.
And subsequently also because of the fact that there is a corn ethanol plant in western Nebraska, we would also have fuel for the region too.
Yeah.
So very little would change outside of power. Now, all we need is that nuclear power plant, and we're set.
Right.
Yeah.
We're set out here. That's all we're missing.
So Walking Dead wise, you know the season where entire season is on the farm?
Yeah.
Do you know
Second
why they
season.
did that?
No.
Because The Walking Dead, before that, even though they hyped it up and they're like the #1 show in America, it was bombing. They didn't have the money and a budget to do that season. And
Oh,
so
really?
they filmed it
Oh, that's
all on
crazy.
somebody donated their farmland
Yeah.
to film the whole season on the farmland.
crazy.
But the
'Cause I
CIA
know-
was backing them up, wanting this
Yeah.
to come out, and so they said we got to do something. And so that's how they
Well,
kept the
because
show
I know
going.
Herschel's farm, like that's
Yeah,
that's a
Herschel's-
plot line in the comics.
It is, but they skipped a
like-
bunch to get
Yes.
there because
that
they
makes
needed
sense.
that season.
Interesting.
They needed to make that. And to me, that was one of my favorite seasons.
Yeah.
which is crazy. But that whole season, the reason the whole thing takes place on a farm and at that school is it was in this tiny little
crazy.
community.
There wasn't a whole
So-
lot of
to
stunts
donate.
and
Yeah,
explosions
wasn't
and
a whole lot
stuff.
going on.
It was like
Yeah.
It was just in the
character
living room
development.
and- yeah.
So before we
Until they
move
burned the barn down. That they actually did that. So
Before we move on from The Walking Dead, because we're going to move on to the scarier dumb zombies, Cordy and I went to where they filmed
we
all
went
of
to
everything
Sonoy,
with.
Georgia.
It's all of Woodbury and the later seasons where they have Alexandria.
Yeah.
It is crazy how much filming they can pack into such a small area.
They make
Like,
it look like it's so
Alex-
stretched
Oh, yeah.
out
Yeah.
and all over the place.
Alexandria and Woodbury are literally across the street from each other. They're in the same shot. If you like, I can pick a
Right.
picture of both. It's so
Hollywood's
cool.
crazy how
it's
they do
so
that.
cool.
Like the
And-
Matrix movie, that highway scene, that is a 5-mile stretch of highway they built just for that, and they just looped it.
Yeah.
on that highway scene.
Well, and then but the like the road scenes where they're like in the woods and stuff. That's just like a side road.
They reuse it.
You can
then
go
they
down.
face it the other direction, and then they
Yeah,
at a different point.
it's like a
Yeah.
1 mile.
Yeah.
It's not even a mile stretch of the road, and they used it like 50,000 times.
Yep. But
Driving
it was-
on the road, we're like, oh yeah, this
We're
is
like,
oh
we're there.
this is
We're
like
there.
50 different episodes. It's so cool. It's so small. And then we drove by Carol's house.
Yeah,
where she
when
went
like,
off from the
leaves whole
kingdom.
group.
so when we make
It's
our
all
movie,
sketchy
when we
looking.
make
It's
our
great.
movie titled Prayer Hands,
Thoughts and prayers.
we got some technique that we can use.
Yes,
So
we'll just use the city of Shattern.
Yep. We'll just use
Wait.
between here and Phil's house, and we'll just do different angles.
Absolutely.
That's
yeah.
a good bit of
So,
real
so
estate.
yeah, I think
That is-
we do
that's we
good
do a few seasons of that.
in Nebraska, like slow moving zombies, but like fast moving zombies. We don't have a whole lot of fortifications out here besides just houses.
Fast
and
ones
stuff.
do you-
So now fast ones, we have to break that down a little bit. So we have like the fast is in the sense of they're just moving at normal human speed fast. We have the fast like World War Z where it overrides
Right,
the
right.
body's need to like preserve itself fast. And then we also have like the Last of Us where it's like fungal, but they're not necessarily like it's a bite, but also they can pass it other ways. And
Right,
also
right,
because
right.
it's fungal, you could just accidentally catch it too.
Yeah.
And so, but they don't move super speed. So I think on talking bottom, I would go.
I also want to
normal
clarify.
fast.
I also want to clarify. As far as the ranking I'm talking about as far as fear inducing. So like
Okay.
The Last of Us, you might I'm not super familiar with this storyline, but if you could catch it from a non-other zombie
You
form,
catch it from food.
then
Yeah.
okay,
That one.
That's how they
that's
predict
not
it
going to
started.
scare you.
Right.
That's not
going
going to. I mean, it's
I know.
scary. It's scary to think
I
about.
thought
I'll
you were
be
talking
honest.
survivability.
The Last of
You mean
Us scares
immediate
me
fear,
more than
though?
World War Z does.
Immediate.
I don't
He's
know,
talking
man.
immediate.
I'm talking,
fear, though,
I'm talking adrenaline inducing,
rush.
like,
Yeah.
holy crap, I'm getting chased
Yeah.
by a zombie.
That's
I
how
don't
felt
know,
the
man.
whole time watching World War
Because
Z.
if you're talking like
I don't know,
overall
Last of Us
situation fear,
scares the crap.
that
out
is
of me.
horrifying, and I think pretty much everybody's in agreement that is like
And they evolve. That's
probably
what's
the worst
crazy,
case
too. In
scenario.
Last of Us,
And they're
pretty evolved.
loud and fast.
I saw a meme
Whoa.
a while back.
I don't
and
know.
So again,
I don't
I'm not real familiar with The Last of Us, but I saw a meme a while back of like there was a dude that was doing a little series of TikToks, and it was like checking to see what kind of zombie apocalypse I'm in, and like he like tosses a thing, and he like hears like, and he's like, nuke. Like, I'm out. Forget it. I'm not doing this. And that was referenced to Last of Us. So I was like, oh, so this must be a bad one.
Yes. Oh, and there's
Like a
different
clicker.
because of the
I was gonna
because
say
of the
the-
subspecies
the-
of the cordyceps. There's different evolutions of
Yeah,
it too.
they have,
and-
like,
yeah.
the
bulletproof
teeth
one.
chattering zombie in the whatever the CDC at towards the end of
Oh,
World
yeah.
War Z
Oh,
though.
yeah.
Teeth
That
chatters.
one gets me.
That
I
one
laughed at
is-
first, but I'm like, in real life, that would be.
That
Yeah,
is one of the
no.
scariest
No.
scenes in zombie lore. Period.
And just that
Yep.
sound. I
Now,
still have it in my head. Yeah, no.
Zombieland. I love this movie because it's ridiculous, but in all seriousness, like having his little checklist of how to survive,
Yeah.
it was kind of
Zombieland?
it's very interesting.
Yeah.
Zombieland 2, where they kind of rank them out.
The second one?
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
You didn't see the second? The second one's
one's
actually
great.
really good.
Second
I
Second one's
really
great.
enjoyed it.
Anyway, they kind of rank them out. So they've got like the they give them nicknames and stuff. But they got the big fat zombies that are really slow and dumb.
Right.
And all the way on the other end, they got the genius ones that are thinkers and kind of open doors and like can problem solve. And they every rank in between, And so they rank them and give them little nicknames. And so they have different defenses for different kinds of zombies. And I was like, that's interesting to
makes sense.
create that kind of world.
I kind of
Well,
forgot about Zombieland. I'm
and
gonna
there's-
put that one at the next slot. coming up.
Yeah. There's now classic zombie movies.
Low volume.
There's actually quite a few that so there's one in particular I'm thinking of that the zombie apocalypse breaks out, and it's like 6 months in, and within 6 months they start noticing that even the individuals who are affected by the zombie virus or whatever, that it has had to evolve because survival rates were too low, and so the zombies began relearning human behavior, and so a zombie virus that then relearns and becomes more human-like
that's
and
pretty
becomes
awful.
smarter and smarter because the evolution of it would be the smarter
It
virus,
needs
the
to
smarter
reproduce.
humans would be, and it would start going along the lines of the Last of Us, where they have to have a level of intelligence, and they actually would have to take over the brain. And that's why I think the Last of Us scares me so much, is because it's using the intelligence of the human.
Yeah.
And once you bring in human intelligence into the zombie, that's
I
terrifying.
Am Legend. I Am Legend is very much built like that.
Very much,
And-
yeah,
and if
that's
you ever-
true.
if you're-
That's true.
If you want something interesting, watch I Am Legend, but watch it as Will Smith as the villain.
Yeah,
Like
Yeah,
think
I've
of
heard
Will Smith
this.
as the villain,
Yeah.
and that changes the whole movie.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
very interesting.
There's one I totally forgot about, and I don't know if this really classifies
They're
as
smart
zombie.
fast, too.
But what's the movie where it's got to be like late 90s, early 2000s? It's at like it mostly takes place at a school, and there's like a something that like infects you, and then like you're trying to like infect other people. Like it kind of converts you. It's
Oh,
almost
the
like
faculty or
Is the
whatever that was
faculty?
called?
yeah, the faculty. It was supposed to be like an alien or something. It came
Yeah,
from, like,
but it
a
was
movie.
Right,
But yeah, if you took
So
that
there's your
as
space zombie.
that's space
Space
zombie.
zombie.
Yeah,
There you go.
that's true.
Yep.
That was
I haven't
terrible. Yeah,
seen this
because
one
it
either.
took their
Well,
intelligence
and we
and
just
used
had
it.
that meteorite with the stuff growing out of it. We've got space
yeah,
zombies,
in,
guys. We've got space
South
zombies.
America.
There we go.
We have space zombies.
Man,
Now we just need.
have you
Anyway,
seen Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse?
I have not seen that one.
It's so ridiculous. And so a bunch of Boy Scouts, they go on a camping trip, and while they're on their camping trip, zombie apocalypse breaks out. Like,
I saw a
but that
clip
one
or two
affects
of that,
animals
but-
too. That's what's really
That's
weird. That one doesn't just affect humans. That one affects animals.
yeah. I was gonna say
Oh,
any
that's
zombie apocalypse that affect animals
like cats
increases
and
the.
That's a
deer.
pretty horrific twist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not what you
That
want
one's
at
trippy.
all.
It's a funny
think-
movie, but it's like in all seriousness, that would be scary.
Well, that's and part of the reason the this is, gosh, The Last of Us.
Not This Is Us.
Yeah, I keep mixing up those two titles. The Last of Us.
That's like
Part of
mixing
the-
up 28
How
days
many
and
zombies
28
now?
days later.
Yeah. Part of the reason that The Last of Us is so scary to me is because of the fact that this is something that already exists, already does stuff. The one thing prohibiting it from jumping up the food chain is
One
body
simple
temperatures.
mutation.
Hey,
Literally body temperature. So it would take over animals as well.
my chat GBT
Terrifying.
actually just it gave me instructions on how, if you want to start a zombie apocalypse, how you would do it.
No,
Let's not put that out there.
Are you sure? Are you sure you don't want to hear
no.
this?
Tell your ChatGPT it's naughty.
It gave me
It needs to go to the
instructions.
Mike,
corner.
the CIA is listening.
That's not what it's supposed to do.
Step-by-step instructions.
Stop it.
You know?
Just stop.
It's like I feel like that's a good way to get
So
a
you
podcast
mentioned-
shut down.
Yeah, you mentioned mixing up titles. The titles that I always mix up are The Last of Us and Outlast because they're both video games. I can't even watch someone play through Outlast.
Yeah.
That game
You can't
is
outlast it.
That game is so dark. That is a horrifying game.
Yeah.
I feel that way about,
you-
is it like Evil Dead where like, they like, I can't remember.
Resident Evil.
Resident Evil. That's
Yeah.
what it is.
Resident Evil.
Yeah.
I
That
played
one's-
through most of those.
I was gonna say
No,
that one's
that
dark,
one's
but a
another
different
one.
kind of dark. It's a little more fantasy, sci-fi.
It's like medically
style.
medical
yeah.
dark.
Outlast is like spiritual dark, like demonic dark. That
That's
game
not
is
great.
messed up. I
That's-
can't. I tried to watch through it because people were like, "Dude, this is a great horror game." I was in a bit of a horror game era, and I like started watching someone play it. And I made it like 15 minutes in. There was like an upside down cross and some like little girl just crying. I'm like, "Nope, I'm out."
That's a level we
No,
did
thank
talk
you.
about. We talked about evil magic, but man, we didn't get into like spiritual demonic, like because that's almost a form of like
I
zombie.
would consider that a zombie.
Yeah.
You're
because
no longer in control
You're
of your
not
body.
in control of your body. Yeah.
So instead of it being like a physical, like biological
Right.
parasite, it is a parasite, and it's
It is,
actually
yeah.
a demon.
really do have to
demon
set
possession is
parameters for
listed
this
as a form of parasite.
Dude,
Courtney,
it's a
you
spiritual
read?
parasite.
Have you ever seen Pride
That's-
and
whoa.
Prejudice and Zombies?
I already mentioned it this episode.
Yeah.
What?
Oh yeah.
How did
Oh,
I
yeah.
miss that?
I read
That's
it.
one of my-
You were like,
I know.
"Yeah."
I love
went-
that movie
I
because
went and saw it in theaters.
You saw
I
it
was
for
the
reals?
only people.
Yeah, she
I
owns
was
it. She read the book.
only person
There's a
laughing.
book?
there's a book.
There's a book. It started out as a book. It's the same author who does like Abe Lincoln Vampire Hunter.
Bro,
yeah.
that's one of my
And
favorites
now,
because she
I
gets to
have
watch
not
Pride and
read-
Prejudice and I get
I
a
have
zombie
not
movie.
read
It is our date night.
Sensibility and Sea Monsters. It
Sensibility and
fully
Sea Monsters.
All right.
brings
See, I gotta pay more
together
attention. I missed that one.
both parts of who I am because I love Jane Austen and I love zombie culture.
Okay.
And for those fans who are purists and think it's an abomination,
That's
of
fair.
course it is. And I think
See, and I
Jane
thought I
would
was
like
being
it.
sarcastic and funny, and
No,
I'm not.
I beat you there by like
not.
You
15
are.
years. Sorry.
You are. It just didn't work this time. It's okay. That's how my jokes fall flat like 60% of the
No,
time. It's
it's
fine.
great.
It's okay.
No, the book is actually like, oh my goodness, like even like so much better than the movie. Like they layer it together, and yeah, and
So if
there's
you could
actually
take,
ninjas in the book too. And
Tanner, if you
Yeah,
could take-
it's pretty cool.
pretty great.
It's pretty cool.
if you could take a book that you've read and turn it into a zombie story, what would be your story of choice?
oh,
I'm going Harry Potter.
dude, that would be fun.
Harry Potter is a zombie
Zombie
movie.
Potter.
Yep.
That's so many.
Mine's already been done, so like, yeah.
Yeah.
Prime Prejudice Zombies. I mean, like,
Die Hard.
Okay.
Is that a book?
Oh, book? Sorry,
Yeah,
I thought.
book.
Oh, sorry, I thought you just
Die
said
Hard
story.
with zombies would be
Sorry,
alright, too.
my brain
Story is
translated.
Let's say story. I
I
say if
mean,
you
like-
open it up to story, that would be
Book.
interesting.
Book. Hatchet.
Okay.
Dude,
That made me
imagine.
Little Lord of the Flies and zombies.
My brain literally went to Huckleberry Finn.
Scarlet
oh,
Letter.
dude, that'd be a good
Zombies?
button zombie. Oh my god.
What did you say, Mike?
Scarlet Letter. and
Oh,
zombies.
Oh my god.
Why is that more? That is more terrifying.
How much more fun would all that required reading
Fun?
in high school be if there were zombies?
Oh, yeah, yeah,
You know
I
what
get
I
what you're
mean?
saying.
Like it'd be such a
The Count
relief
of
to
Monte
read.
Cristo.
Yeah.
Zombies.
Yeah.
Dude. The Count of Monte Cristo and
Miserables.
make it a vampire movie. That
Les
why have they
Miserables.
not done that? The Count.
All right,
of
that's
Monte
going to be our
Cristo?
second movie production.
You get it. Yeah, that's an easy one. They don't even have to change the name. Okay. Anyway, sorry.
Okay, so
Finish the
let's-
ranking.
I was gonna say,
Yeah, so we can finish up this episode.
Okay, for me, I think it's pretty well established that The Last of Us is probably the most terrifying overall. Just in
I need to
general.
watch one or
Overall.
2 episodes.
Yeah,
to
overall.
agree
Maybe
with that.
not in the singles, but maybe even in the single moments. But yeah, continue.
I would put. I went back to reverse, so we're from top down. I think World War Z has got to be right there for a second, just
right.
because
They,
of
climb walls by
Dude,
using each
They
other and stuff.
walk
yeah.
on the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah.
Yes.
the World War
And
Z
climb up
zombies don't
anchors
give
of
a
ships.
crap.
Z. Yeah.
The in the movie,
World
and I
War
know
Z's.
that the book is totally different, and
Yes,
I don't.
it
is.
But and
They
in
do the same
movie,
thing, just not fast.
in the movie. The scene where they're in like Israel or whatever, and they're like
Yeah.
scaling, like piling up to scale the
Like
walls,
ants.
Yeah.
dude. Terrifying.
But that's the thing. If
That's the
if
imagery
it
that
does,
sticks with you.
yeah. If no longer it is about survival of
And
the
the clicking.
fittest, and it becomes just
Yes.
survival,
Yes, yes.
you would
Yeah.
imitate ants more than you would humans.
Yeah.
And so that's part of the reason that's so scary is because it seems realistic.
Okay, I about threw my headphones across the room. Oh my goodness.
I'm proud of that one.
Stop.
Okay, I'll quit.
One thing I do like about World War Z is when they make the epiphany, when they make the discovery that the zombies are avoiding people
Yeah.
with
The
disease.
person.
Yeah.
You know, they
Cancer,
want healthy
yeah.
people. You know, I thought that was
Yeah.
kind of interesting.
That is interesting,
That kind of
yeah.
flips it on its head.
is
So
a really
even if you do survive it, you only survived it because you have some terminal disease.
Right.
I actually have a short
It's like-
story
that's pretty
idea.
hopeless.
That'd be like when
Actually
it's like,
have a
oh,
short story
you'd be
idea,
actually
so.
excited about like having cancer or something. Like,
Yeah.
because then your life would be longer and you could just go do what you wanted to do for 5 seconds. That sounds horrible. That's dark.
Yeah, what are you gonna go do
That is dark. Go
in
to
the
the
middle of
beach.
Okay, yeah, I'll just go hang out on a beach and watch everybody else get mauled.
That's fine.
Great.
As long as I'm safe, okay?
I-
Get
I'll
your popcorn.
just
and
end it.
it's
I don't
live,
care.
Live action. You know, but zombie movie for you.
This. What were you going to say?
No, I was just
before
gonna
we
move on
start?
to my next rank.
Okay, finish your.
I Am Legend, I think, is the next one. At least it's avoidable. Like, as long as you're not in the dark. At least, again, movie wise. Like,
Yeah.
not talking book or the movie before that or the book before that. But as long as you're not in the dark, you're okay. So you can. There's a defense. There's a way to avoid.
Yeah.
Still freaking terrifying, and don't go in the dark. But
Right.
you have a chance. At least ish, I think, kind of. It's gonna
I
suck.
forgot about that part. It's been a while since I've seen that movie, so
It's been a long time so much too. But I remember that. Like, just don't go in the dark. You'll kind of be okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
And
And then everything else, I don't know.
Yeah, the
I don't know what
slow.
other
That's
ones.
all. Yeah, kind of in its own
yeah.
category.
The OG brain hunting zombies are not too different. Oh yeah, headshots. I guess that's a thing we didn't really talk about. Like I don't know what all the weaknesses, finding weaknesses,
yeah.
right? Like gotta get the brain. in
And that's, but
Walking
the
Dead.
weakness is
But that's
different
not-
per type of zombie too.
right.
And it really depends on is it the brain still controls the body thing, or is it
brain
it
is-
doesn't even matter?
Is the brain
Toast.
dead? And
Yeah.
It's just,
Yeah, like a chicken with its head cut off.
That'd be
does it
another thing
take
to talk about
over?
another time.
Does it take over the intelligence? Yeah, all that stuff is totally a
We didn't talk about that.
subcategory.
Yeah. There's a lot. to
We'll
talk
cross
about.
that bridge when we get there.
Yeah.
sometime.
But the
yeah.
one thing that I did like about the zombie stuff and like Walking Dead and all that stuff is that I think people started looking at having like a realistic plan in case of even
definitely,
practical
definitely.
things. Cause I don't know, we never really had like a whole lot of practical plans. And then there was that year where that snowstorm came in and shut down all the
Right,
roads in and out of Shadron for like a week. And that became a very real moment where it was like, hey, it might not be we need to survive for the rest of our lives, but it might be we need to survive for a couple years.
Right.
Because the power grid goes down or something like that. And having a practical plan, and I'm not saying invest all of your money into this, but at least having a practical plan of like, this is how we would survive for this period of time. This is where we would go. This is how we would do this. I think is very smart. But also, I don't think we need to like be so afraid that like, you know, like
we don't need to be like preppers, like the
like
hardcore
full
preppers.
like and I mean, I
Screw
don't
that.
even,
I'm Burt Grumman out here.
I was gonna say I don't. Preppers is such a wide frame term though, because
that's true.
prepper actually includes people who just have a bug out bag, and I think it's smart to have a bug out bag.
Yeah.
Right.
Or I think it's smart to have blankets in your car in the winter. I think you know that's technically called a prepper still,
Right.
and so
But
there's
you
a
know
big
what I mean,
difference
like the
between
hardcore preppers,
and
Yeah.
that's and I want to
There
be
was a
careful,
TV
but I
show
do want to
about
be
it for a
careful
while.
because
But, yeah.
because I do think being a prepper at a small practical
be
level
prepared.
is practical, and I think everybody should. But on the other end, I don't think you need to store
I think
50,000.
it's smart to have a bunker under your garage with
that you
30
dug
years
out
worth of MREs and a water purification system and an LAV.
What's Jim Baker?
Jim Baker, the Baker buckets.
500 years worth of Jim Baker buckets, so that your kids and your grandkids will survive. You know, full blown. Just if you're going to go for it, go for it. You know, but no, like even just having a practical plan of like if the power goes out and there's a blizzard, do I have a friend that has a stove that a fireplace,
or
you know,
generator.
like. Yeah, do I have a generator? Is there a way that I could produce heat? How would I produce heat if we ran, you know, and things like that? I think are smart
previous
because
generations used to just be able to handle it for themselves, or they
Right.
had stuff stored up, and we kind of lost that.
that's how you lived, but now we've made
Right.
life
Yes.
easy. So
But-
forget.
Yeah.
But like when in Texas, all of the power went down and they started pulling our power and shutting our power off during the middle of storms to preserve Texas. And it became very clear to me, that was another moment of mine. It became very clear to me that sometimes the government, if they have to,
I thought Texas
they'll
had its
pull-
own grid.
It did, but their whole grid went down during that ice storm.
They were
because
able to divert power?
They, all of yeah,
I didn't know that.
They diverted. You don't remember when they diverted power? Because like
No.
our dad's place, they shut his power down. He's like 2 miles out in the country, and they shut his power down for like a day.
I don't remember that.
Do you remember that?
I remember
I don't
his
remember
power-
that
Mike-
part of it.
Yeah.
I remember
His
Texas
power went
being
down
out of
in
power,
Atlanta,
but
yeah, no, they were talking about if it got bad enough, they were going to start shutting the power down up here, and they started like pulling and they were telling us like don't turn your heater down a few degrees and all this other stuff. And that became very clear to me though that if there were a crap hit the fan kind of a scenario, that I do see our government pulling power from us, the people, in order to preserve the areas where the elite are going to be making decisions,
Right.
and to pull the power to those places if they can, as much as they possibly can. I know that they're all different grids and different things, but that's something very realistic that I can see our government doing.
Mm-hmm.
And with the places like NORAD and all the other stuff that are within our region, they guarantee they would pull power to ensure that that survives over us.
Well, it's kind of like the way your body works. Like when you're in hypothermia, your body starts pulling all the blood and oxygen from the other parts of your body, so your brain survives. You know, if you're worried about the brain of your government or your country collapsing, you're going to pull power from places where you don't feel like it matters.
And I think they'll pull it from small towns first.
Yeah.
And then they'll start working their way towards bigger towns before eventually they would then pull everything for like practically speaking, that's how they would do it. So because of the reality of it, like if you live small town out in the country, that kind of stuff, you got to have those plans. And I think it's smart. But that said, plan, but don't have fear. Because God's still in control, and remembering that he has control is how we stay away from going full blown into the Baker bucket, 500 years worth of beans. But with that, thank you guys. Thanks guys for listening today. Thank you guys for entertaining kind of a fun episode. We're going to try through all of October to have kind of fun, like scary
Monstery.
monster type episodes, just for fun. And so don't forget to buy W.GG. Use the code BABigfoot for a discount.
be your biblically accurate best.
Don't
We love you.
All that stuff. We love you. Okay, bye.
In the ancient days of giants, when the earth was wild and free, a creature roamed the valleys, cloaked in mystery. Is he born of angels' blood and man, a Nephilim so tall, or a shadow of the fallen, yet heeding the Maker's call? He's a biblically accurate Bigfoot, with a lineage from the skies. Not a myth or legend, but a truth that never dies. Is he a remnant of the Nephilim, a titan standing tall? Or does he have the word of God upon him, the last to hear the call?